for the banking and finance industry, and for Nigeria as a sovereign nation. We thank you because you keep upholding us, you keep moving us forward. More so, we thank you for the licensees of today. We thank you for their career lives. We thank you for their families. We thank you for all the guests, all the partakers in today's events. We return all glory and adoration unto your holy name in Jesus' name. As we commence the program, we invite you specially to take absolute control of all proceedings today in Jesus' name. By the end of the program, Lord, let's have the full cause to glorify your holy name. In Jesus' name we pray.
Please, can we give Prof another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome all of you to the CIBN, that is the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria 2024 Entrepreneurship Development Program, and of course, the public presentation of practice license. Please, can you give yourselves for being here another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? I notice some of you are not smiling. In case you don't know, as at 5 hours ago, the Naira is appreciating. Can you be happy about that at least? Yes, thank you very much. It's now 1,500 and something. Yes, I'm looking forward to having it like 1,000 by the end of the year. If you agree with me, can you say amen? Hi, this amen was resounding. Thank you very much. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, once again, it is my singular honor and privilege to welcome all of you here once again to this wonderful occasion with the theme, Technovation, Empowering Entrepreneurs for Tomorrow's Challenges. For me, I say it's a privilege and honor because we're birthing new things here today. My name is Joshua Murakinyo. I will also say it is a unique opportunity to be part of something significant and vital to the growth and development of our country, especially at this time. Entrepreneurs are risk takers. They are bold people that dare to set sail on uncharted waters. They are drivers of the asset of the country. But most importantly, they bring innovation that opens the door of new ventures, markets, products, and technology. We can all attest to what makes us the leader as far as fintech is concerned, as about 2022, 2023, our fintech has attracted almost $700 million. I think that deserves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I believe this gathering is expected to birth and empower entrepreneurs that have the capacity to change the way we live and work, especially with the challenges facing this country. In the words of a great disruptor, Steve Jobs, innovation is the ability to see change as an opportunity, not a threat. Having said that by way of introduction, I would like to recognize most of our dignitaries here present. Of course, it is my pleasure to welcome this morning the President and Chairman of Council of this great institute, CIBN, Professor Pius Deji Olaniwaju, PhD, FCIB. You are most welcome, sir. I also like to recognize this morning the first Vice President and Chairman, Board of Fellows and Practice License, Mr. Dele Alabi, FCIB. You are most welcome. I'd like to recognize the Registrar Chief Executive, Mr. Akin Murakinyo, HCIB. You're welcome, sir. Here present also our Deputy Governor, CBN, Mr. Bala Bello, Corporate Services, and of course, ably represented by Mr. Malik Ademola. You're most welcome, sir. Recognize your presence. I'd like to recognize some of our special guests. Some of them are online. The guest of honor, Alhaji Muhammad Sani Abdullahi, Deputy Governor, Economic Policy, Central Bank of Nigeria, ably represented by Dr. Samuel Onipede, Mr. Maruf Hussaini. You are welcome, sir. Mr. Maruf Hussaini, FCIB. We also have Managing Director, CEO of Wema Bank PLC, ably represented by the Executive Director, Mr. Segun Opeke. Alliance Captain Alex Bade Jr., that is the Director General, Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau, is joining us virtually. Please, can we also welcome him as well? Thank you very much. I'd also like to recognize some of our distinguished guest speaker, Dr. Agada Akochi, FCIB, Managing Director, CEO of Unified Payment Services Limited. Some of our panelists are here as well. We have the Chief Executive Officer, Blackstone Capital Limited, Dr. Elizabeth Kings-Wali, FCIB. You are most welcome. We have Mr. Abimbola Afolabi, HCIB, Managing Director, CEO, Credit Bank. Please give him a round of applause. Thank you very much. We have Mrs. Aino Dele Adegbola, HCIB, Group Head. You're welcome, ma'am. Group Head, Corporate Banking Directorate, First Bank of Nigeria Limited. Our moderator is here as well. She's here as well, Mrs. Uche Uzoebo, HCIB. You're welcome, ma'am. Chief Distribution Officer and Stakeholder Engagement, SANEF. Esteemed past president of our highly revered institute, we have Professor Segun Ajibola, FCIB, here as well. You are most welcome, sir. We have CEOs of banks, all past registrars, CEO of CIBN, members of the CIBN Governing Council, all practice license holders, fellows, associates, honorary senior members, microfinance certified bankers, and all other categories of members of CIBN, head of bank human resources and academy, members of academia, members of the banking community, members, great Nigerian students. Of course, I thought it would be resounding more than that. Great Nigerian students. Fantastic. Members of the licensees, management, and staff of CIBN, members of the press here, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, please, can we give ourselves a very lusty round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Without much ado, I'd like to get this program started. And of course, it is my pleasure to welcome here for his welcome address, the Chairman, Board of Fellows in Practice License. We just have our second Vice President walking, Mrs. Mojisola Bakari Asieru, FCIB. You are most welcome, ma'am. And of course, please let's make welcome for his welcome address, the first Vice President and Chairman, Board of Fellows in Practice License, CIBN, Mr. Dele Alabi, FCIB. Keep clapping. Thank you very much.
The President and Chairman of Council of the CIBN, Professor Deji Pius Olanrewaju, PhD, FCIB. The second Vice President, Mrs. Mojisola Bakari. The National Treasurer, who must have signed on, probably on his way now, Mr. Peter Ashade. The Registrar Chief Executive of the CIBN, our revered past president, Professor Ajibola is here. We're still expecting more. The Deputy Governors of the Central Bank here present and their representatives. The Managing Directors and CEOs of banks here present and their representatives. The special guest of honor for today, the guest speaker, our esteemed panel moderator and esteemed panelists, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. It is both an honor and a privilege to stand before you today at the 2024 Entrepreneurship Development Program. Today, we will present the practice licenses and seals to deserving successful members who have gone through training and screening with the Board of Fellows of the Institute. Today, we are also not just honoring individuals for their hard work, we are laying the foundation for a future defined by innovation, leadership, and entrepreneurship. I would like to begin by acknowledging our special guest of honor, Mr. Maruf Hosseini, FCIB, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Wema Bank, who is ably represented by the Executive Director of the bank. Also, I would like to recognize Captain Alex Bade, Jr., Director General and CEO of the National Safety Investigation Bureau. Your leadership styles have continued to inspire entrepreneurs across the nation. To our guest speaker, Mr. Agada Apochi, FCIB, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Unified Payment Services Limited. Thank you so very much for your tireless dedication to driving financial technology forward. To our esteemed panelists, Dr. Elizabeth Kingswali, FCIB, Mr. Abimbola Afolabi, ACIB, and Mrs. Aina Dele Adebola, ACIB, as well as our moderator, Mrs. Uche Uzebo, ACIB. Thank you for joining us today and lending your expertise to enrich our discussions. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this year's theme is Technovation, empowering entrepreneurs for tomorrow's challenges. It's very critical and topical because it relates to a truth that is increasingly evident in today's world. The global economy is undergoing rapid transformation, and the pace of technological change is accelerating at an unprecedented rate. According to the World Economic Forum, by the year 2025, about 85 million jobs are expected to be displaced globally due to automation. But the good side, the upside, is that 97 million, approximately, new jobs or roles will also emerge. So as some old jobs are being phased away, new roles will also emerge, many of which will require deep technological and innovative skills. So we must ask ourselves three fundamental questions. First is that, are we prepared? Are we empowering our entrepreneurs to meet tomorrow's challenges head on? And third, and very important, are our youth and children being sensitized for this major paradigm shift? The concept of technovation, which is the integration of technology and innovation, has already begun to reshape the business landscape. As Steve Jobs famously said, innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. In 2023, the Global Innovation Index ranked Nigeria 114th out of 132 economies worldwide in terms of technology adoption and innovation being the indicators of growth. We're ranked 114 out of 132 countries. That gives us an idea as to how well or how poorly we're performing. And this was as at just 2023 last year. While Nigeria has made some strides in increasing access to technology, we must recognize the need to build an entrepreneurial ecosystem that encourages and supports tech-driven innovation. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, Nigeria's technology sector has grown at an average rate of 11.6% annually over the past 5 years, contributing about 18% to the country's GDP. In relative terms, this sector only ranks second to the agricultural sector in terms of contribution to the GDP. That shows you how critical that sector is. And this is based on the latest statistics as at the third quarter of 2024. This is a testament to the potential that lies in empowering entrepreneurs to harness technology for growth and development. The 19 licensees being honored today represent the future of our profession and the entrepreneurial ecosystem. Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can or think you can't, you are right, either way. These licensees, these individuals, have chosen to believe in their potential and their capacity, and today they are being equipped with the resources to lead with distinction. They reflect the growth and transformation we need to see across our entire entrepreneurial community. As we recognize these licensees, we are reminded that the challenges of tomorrow will require more than just technical expertise. They will demand resilience, creativity, and a commitment to creating a positive impact in the society. Winston Churchill said, and I quote, to each, there comes a time when they are figuratively tapped on the shoulder to do something unique to their talents. What a tragedy if that moment finds them unprepared. This is why initiatives such as this are crucial. They provide the support, the training, and the resources necessary to prepare entrepreneurs for the moment when opportunities knock. To our partners, stakeholders, and supporters, your role in nurturing the ecosystem is invaluable. Together, we can provide entrepreneurs with access to resources, training, mentorship, and funding that will drive the next wave of technological and business innovation. According to John F. Kennedy, leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. They are positively correlated. There's a positive correlation between leadership and learning. The collaborative efforts of all the stakeholders in this room today will provide our entrepreneurs with the knowledge, support, and inspiration they need to thrive in the future. In conclusion, let us reflect on the opportunities that lie ahead. As Nelson Mandela said, it always seems impossible until it is done. The journey we're embarking on today is marked by technovation, collaboration, and entrepreneurship. Although it may seem challenging, it is a journey we must undertake together. By empowering entrepreneurs and leveraging technology, we can create a future where innovation drives growth, sustainable development, and stronger macroeconomic fundamentals for our country. Congratulations once again to our licensees. May your paths be marked by continuous innovation, unwavering excellence, and a deep commitment to the advancement of the society. The future is in your hands. Thank you very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for your kind attention. God bless you.
Please, can we give him another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen?
Perfect.
Well, I think that the welcome address was buttressed by so many quotes, which I found very, very interesting for so many reasons. And I think it buttresses the fact that, look, there's something significant happening here today, which for those who are the licensees or the beneficiary of this particular occasion, they must understand the role they play in history and at a time like this. Three things struck me, which he called the posers. And those are: how prepared are we? How empowered are we? And most importantly, how sensitized are we to take up this challenge? Now, since he has quoted so many people, I have a quote too. In the words of Richard Branson, I'm sure all of us know him, he said, businesses opportunities are like buses. There are always another one coming. I hope we are taking advantage of this particular opportunity to leverage on solving the challenges of the future. Once again, can we give our first Vice President another round of applause, Mr. Adele Alabi? At this juncture, I'd like to welcome someone I revere a lot. I call him indefatigable. I call him a scholar. I call him someone who has been able to marry the classroom with the workplace. I laud him for his visionary effort to championing the cause of financial inclusion, championing the cause of integrity as far as the ecosystem of the finance industry is concerned. I'm also grateful because of his humility, having related with him one-on-one as well. Please make welcome for his special remarks, the President, Chairman of Council, CIBN, Professor Pius Deji-Olariwaju, PhD, FCIB. Keep clapping until it comes here. Thank you very much.
The First Vice President, thank you immensely for that word of encouragement to set the tone of this gathering this morning as the chairman of the Board of Fellows. We are very proud of you all the time. Let me also recognize our delectable second Vice President, Mrs. Mojisola Bakari Asiru, the one that is always there to provide that motherly, disposition for us in the legacy team. Thank you, man, for what you are doing. Let me also recognize the National Treasurer of our great institute. I know that it's on the, yes, virtually, Alanti has joined us virtually. All of them are the pillars, the four pillars, the 4 pillars of the legacy team. And also the man with candle, a special, administrator in person of the global registrar. I call him global registrar because we are operating globally. Mr. Akimoraki, you're good to have you this morning. And thank you for putting this place together. Because as of yesterday, we were a lot of commitment. And permit me also to recognize, the special guest of honor, Alhaji Mohammed Sani Abdullahi, Deputy Governor Economic Policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria, ably represented by Dr. Samuel Onikpede and Mr. Morufo Seni, FCIB, Managing Director of Wema Bank PLC, ably represented by our own Mr. Shegun Okweke. Good to have all of you around. I also permit me to also recognize my friend, my very good friend, I was challenging this morning, who has played a very pivotal role in what we are doing technology-wise. Some years ago, he did a wonderful presentation in Abuja for every one of us, and we are very proud of you, Mr. Agada Poshi. Good to have you, sir. FCIB. And our leading lines, those progenitors that laid the foundation of what we are trying to build on today, we have 2 of them in our midst, and we must always recognize them when they are around to give the usual support. Mr. Femi Okundayo, good to have you, sir. Daddy, good to have you in our midst, our past president. And also my iconic professor, of Economics, and also a past president, Professor Shegun Ajibola. Good to have you, sir. You are out there to support us. Yes. Also, I also want to especially recognize those people on the online, especially Captain Alex Bade Jr., the Director General of the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau. We appreciate you, sir. Thank you for being there for us at this important occasion. Also, permit me to recognize all the CEO of banks that are here or being represented, and all the past registrars and CEO of CIBN, all practice license holders, all fellows and associates of our great institute, members of the academia that are here, members of the banking community as a whole, great Nigerian students. I can feel your presence. I say great Nigerian students. It's good to have you. You are the future. Remember when you say our legacy agenda, you are the last letter in that legacy agenda, youth and entrepreneurship engagement. We want you to key into entrepreneurship right from now, and it shall be well with you. Yeah. I warmly welcome you all, our distinguished guests, to the 2024 edition of the Entrepreneurship Development Program, EDP public presentation of practice license event of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria. As many of you are likely aware, this event serves a dual purpose. Firstly, it focuses on equipping our professional members by empowering and also preparing them with skills and knowledge to aid their practice outside the four walls of the banking industry. We know that a lot of them play a lot of vital roles while they were there, and we believe that in retirement, there should be those things, those knowledge already gathered, soft skill, deep knowledge already gathered should also be, be useful for the public as a whole. Also, throughout their careers, the banking system confers value. A lot of them, were value creators. A lot of them receive value while they were working. Training, exposure, experience, fostering a milder touch in their various roles. We believe that this knowledge will not just be thrown away. The knowledge will be carried into the society. It should be used also to prepare them, for the, for that entrepreneurship agenda they want to pursue. Secondly, the EDP enhances the entrepreneurship capabilities of bankers, transiting into their second professional life as entrepreneurs, leveraging the extensive skills and knowledge they have accumulated in the banking world. This transition helps build stronger financial institutions in Nigeria, promote ethical practices, enhance financial services, and drive economic growth in our economy. Ladies and gentlemen, the licensees to be awarded today will enable the recipient to provide consultancy services in the banking and finance industry and other related fields to our various clients within the ecosystem. That is what we are trying to do, is that, and we don't want these licenses to be pocketed. The license is just a means to an end. It's not an end in itself. As you are getting it today, be projecting, be making a move. And one of the things that we said we would do, under the legacy agenda, is to ensure that those of you who have that urge, who have that desire, will be there to provide the necessary catalyst that is needed for you to advance and also achieve your goal. I therefore congratulate you, the awardees, who have selected in a long and painstaking process. I encourage the new as well as the existing license holders to be good ambassadors of our institute. Our institute is noted for transparency, accountability, and also for honesty. So as you are there, you are indirectly, don't even directly, you are even our goodwill ambassador. So when they see you, they must see CIBN, not in terms of lapel alone or in terms of style, but in terms of dignity, in terms of ethics, in terms of professionalism. Those are the qualities we want you to go and exhibit, as you go out to represent us. So showcase the quality, such as integrity, like I said, good ethical conduct, and professionalism, which the institute holds there. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this event technovation, empowering entrepreneurs for tomorrow's challenges, is not only timely, but crucial for the future of our industry and our nation. In the rapidly evolving landscape of the 21st century, technology stands as the driving force behind transformative change. There is no way anybody can be talking of future without talking of technology. There's no way you can be talking of career without talking of technology. It's the main driver. It's what the Greek people will call the enteleki, the essence of our living. And as professionals, as licensees, hold this tightly with you, hold it with you, and we are ready to assist you as time goes on. As an entrepreneur, you are on the forefront of this revolution, poised to harness the power of the technovation to overcome challenges, seize opportunities, and also create prosperous future. Indeed, as practice license holders, you are uniquely positioned to leverage technology to its fullest potential. A lot of you made use of this while in the office. You created value. You added value to an institution. So it is time for you to work for yourself. So you should even be more aggressive. You should be more skillful. You should be more, positive in the ability to achieve your result. So to do so, you should invest in continuous learning through training, webinars, and professional development programs on the ever-evolving technologies, which will make your work more efficient. So from time to time, we have advocacy platform. We have a lot of programs coming that you have gotten a license does not mean license to operate outside CIBN. It's just license for you to show to those people outside that you are our ambassador. So anytime you face any challenge or there are things that confront you along the way and you believe we can be of help, you come back home and we'll be there to support you from time to time. Additionally, building strong network with other professionals will lead to exchange of ideas, partnership. Nobody has monopoly of knowledge. Tap into your former colleagues in the banks who are still there, the institute, all those committees that are within the institute. They are your own, and you should approach them. All the MDs of this of our financial system, they are members. So you can go to them, get good business, prepare yourself, form yourself into guilds. Don't be isolated. Don't believe that you can do it alone. That's one of the problems. As you are here, interact, with one another and take the advantage of networking, because that is what will deliver your net worth at the end of the day. So as I conclude my remark, let me leave you with the words of the great Mike Murdoch, founder of the Wisdom Center, who said, and I quote, "You will only be remembered for two things: the problem you solve and also the ones you create." Our legacy. Somebody challenged us when we came up with a legacy. He said, yes, of course, legacy is good, but remember there are two types of legacy. There is a negative legacy that we will remember you, there is the positive one. But our team, legacy team, is determined to make a change. It's a positive one, the one that will be enduring, the one that we can pass from generation to generation, the one that will be proud of us. That is the legacy I believe you people should also join. As you join this legacy team in the next 2 years, I want to see you in various institutions performing wonders, and we'll be getting the feedback. And when the market is tough, come back to us, and we are ready to help you. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you once again for your rapt attention, and God bless you as we go on in this program.
Please, can we give the president a very resounding round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you very much. We can do better. Keep clapping until you take a seat. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, the president has said it all, and maybe because he's the president, but so many things stood out for me as talking points. First, let me start off from the lighter notes. And he talked about the fact that, look, the fact that we're giving you licenses doesn't mean you should pocket it, okay? Because we're giving you the license, rara, don't do that. No, we are not saying because you are properly positioned to do this, you now pocket license and not make judicious use of it. It defeats the whole essence of giving you the license in the first place. But I think most importantly, one of the words in vogue in recent times is the word sustainability. And I think what CIBN is doing as far as co-opting, or better still, bringing in the young people to the conversation, I think is one of the best things I've seen with any institute. Please, they deserve a round of applause. And of course, for those people who have attained, especially when you're looking at the Maslow's theory, when you get to a particular point, you begin to talk about self-actualization. And that means you're looking beyond yourself. You're looking at what legacy do you intend to bequeath to the next generation. And I think seeing CIBN do this means they're looking beyond just the immediate, but they're looking into the future. I think CIBN deserves another round of applause. Okay, without much ado, we're going to make a little twist. I know some of you have got the program with you. We're going to make a little twist to the program. Before we invite Mr. Hosseini FCIB, we'd like to have the Director General NSIB to speak to us for his remarks. And I think he will do that because he's online at the moment, and I'm aware that he's got another engagement. So please make welcome for his remarks someone who is driving change in the aviation sector. And the last time I MC an event, he corrected me, said, look, we are not only for the aviation industry, we're cut across, whether it's the transport, the marine sector. So it's good to see you again, Mr. Captain Alex Badi Jr. Here today. Please make him welcome for his remarks.
Thank you very much again. Nice to meet you again. I'll just cut straight to it. Distinguished members of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, invited guests, budding entrepreneurs, ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to stand on existing protocol. As earlier introduced, my name is Captain Alex Badi Jr., the Director General of the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau. It gives me great pleasure to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the Chartered Institute of Bankers and all the participants and licensees of this 2024 Entrepreneurship Development Program. This program, hosted by the Chartered Institute of Bankers, marks a significant step in fostering innovation and economic growth in Nigeria. As you all gather here today, it's crucial to recognize the pivotal role that emerging technologies play in shaping the landscape of entrepreneurship in Nigeria. In this digital age, technology has become a driving force behind new business ventures, creating opportunities for socio-economic advancement and sustainable development, especially in Nigeria. The use of emerging technologies such as blockchain, artificial intelligence, and digital platforms empowers entrepreneurs to revolutionize traditional business models and reach a wider audience. Now, these tools not only enhance operational efficiency, but also pave way for disruptive innovations that can address contemporary challenges and drive inclusive growth. Just as we here at the NSIB have seen, AI has helped us speed up the pace of our investigations, and I believe with everything in the world, it is the future. Through this 2024 Entrepreneurship Development Program, I implore participants to demonstrate their dedication to leveraging technology for entrepreneurial success by embracing digital transformation and cultivating a culture of innovation. All you aspiring entrepreneurs will not only shape the future of Nigeria's economy, but also inspire a new generation of change makers in Nigeria. I once again want to commend the Chartered Institute of Bankers in Nigeria for its dedication and visionary foresight in nurturing entrepreneurial talent and providing a platform for knowledge sharing and collaboration. As you celebrate this year's achievements, let us continue to support and empower budding entrepreneurs, and harnessing the power of technology to fuel their aspirations and create a brighter, more prosperous future for Nigeria. Once more, congratulations to the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, this year's licensees, and all participants of this 2024 Entrepreneurship Development Program. May your entrepreneurial journey be filled with success, resilience, and boundless opportunities. God bless the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Captain Alex Badi Jr., the Director General, NSIB, for those wonderful remarks. I'd like to invite someone, I feel, with what he's doing at the bank at the moment. Of course, his bank is at the forefront of innovation of course, delivering very remarkable value for every stakeholders. In fact, they're the pioneer Africa's first fully digital bank. Please make welcome for his remark, the Managing Director, CEO, Wema Bank PLC, Mr. Maruf Hussaini, FCIB. You're welcome, sir. Ably represented here. Thank you very much.
Good morning, President of Council. Good morning, Registrar, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Please permit me to start on existing protocol. My name is Shegun Okweke, representing Mr. Maruf Hussaini, the MD CEO of Wema Bank PLC. He is unavoidably absent and he sends his warm regards and greetings. He has told me to present this on his behalf, and I'll just quickly run through his remarks. On behalf of the board and management of Wema Bank PLC, I want to thank you for the invitation to be the special guest of honor at this prestigious event. We recognize and appreciate the Herculean efforts of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria in setting the standards and driving the banking practice in Nigeria. It goes without saying that this is of crucial importance, even at the macroeconomic level, given the all-important role that financial intermediation plays in driving development. Entrepreneurs are the lifeblood of any thriving economy. In Nigeria, they're the crucial drivers of innovation, job creation, and poverty reduction. Yet, the path to entrepreneurial success is often fraught with challenges, from limited access to funding to inadequate skills and the lack of knowledge in navigating the complex business landscape. As the saying goes, a chain is only as strong as the weakest link. Over the years, it became clear to us that solving the problems of access to finance alone will not be enough to drive the desired outcomes if the primary actors, the entrepreneurs, the micro, small, and medium enterprises were not adequately equipped with the right skills, knowledge, and tools to build and grow their businesses sustainably. This is where capacity development program plays a transformative role. We can unlock their full potential by equipping entrepreneurs with the necessary tools, knowledge, and skills. These programs provide crucial training in areas such as financial literacy, business management, marketing, and technology adoption. They also foster a culture of resilience and creativity, which is essential for tackling the unique challenges faced by Nigerian entrepreneurs. As stakeholders and partners on this journey towards economic transformation, institutions such as banks and CIBN have accepted the additional responsibility of driving capacity building to de-risk the value chain. This led to numerous initiatives such as the Entrepreneurship Development Program. At Wema Bank, we fully understand the need to empower entrepreneurs, leveraging digital technology and innovation. Outside of the area of product offerings targeted at providing bespoke financial services to our customers, we have also created platforms to enable them to achieve their full potential. A notable example is our Hackaholics annual Ideathon, where we awarded 145 million naira in prizes and grants to startups to help build their dreams. We also partner with the Frankfurt School of Finance and Management to bring world-class capacity development to MSME. We believe these holistic interventions will provide the much-needed boost to create a real sustainable impact across this critical value chain. As we continue to navigate the current challenges in the local and global economic landscape, we must keep at the back of our minds that this assignment has become even more crucial than ever. Our ability to survive and thrive as a nation depends on our sustained effort and success in empowering our entrepreneurs. To all the members who have been granted the Institute's license to practice, I say congratulations. This is a testament to your hard work and commitment to driving social and economic growth in the country through capacity building. Secondly, this also means that there is yet more work to be done. In conclusion, the importance of investing in entrepreneurial capacity development cannot be overstated. We are laying the foundation for a more prosperous, innovative, and sustainable Nigeria by providing them with the right tools and opportunities. Together, we can foster an environment where entrepreneurship thrives, empowering individuals to realize their potential and contribute to the growth and development of our great nation. Thank you very much.
Please, can we give him another round of applause? Of course, it's a good time to acknowledge or perhaps cement your relations with CIBN as they also birth new things in history. Once again, please, can you put it together for the representative of the CEO of Wema Bank, once again, Mr. Shegun Okpeke. Thank you very much. We'd like to have few remarks from the representatives of the Deputy Governor and of course, CBN, Mr. Bala Bello. Please put your hands, corporate services. Please put your hands together for him, ladies and gentlemen. Please, you can come.
The President, Chairman and Council, CIBN, and other members of the Governing Council, the Registrar Chief Executive of CIBN, past presidents of CIBN, great Nigerian students, ladies and gentlemen. I'm indeed honored to be here this morning to give a special remark on behalf of the Deputy Governor of Corporate Services, Dr. Bala Bello. And I want to commend the president of this great institution, the Governing Council, and of course, members of the CIBN for taking it wise and proper to organize this type of entrepreneurship development program and the public presentation of practice license. Of course, not just because I'm a fellow of the institute, CIBN is always in the forefront of delivering great innovative ideas in this country. And I'm always proud to be a member of CIBN. And of course, we know that CIBN has such rich legacy. Of course, we know that the project or the baby of our president has to do with legacy. So we are not surprised at what he's delivering. I remember when you came to visit me on the first visit in Abeokuta, I said, we are expecting so much from you. And I'm not surprised that you are delivering so much. We can only pray that you continue to deliver so much for us. The topic for today, technovation, empowering entrepreneurs for tomorrow's challenges, is one that I'm personally passionate about and which is of extreme relevance for today, given the unemployment challenges that we face in Nigeria amidst the technological revolution that has fundamentally altered the way we live, we work, and we relate to one another. The truth is this, that the current unemployment challenge that we have cannot be solved by more government jobs. We need to democratize the unemployment space. And it is a great thing of value for CIBN to champion this cause. We need to create our own Jack Ma's, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and we need to multiply our Dangotes, Alakijas, Otedolas, and the rest of them. We know that this is just the surest way for us to achieve more in this country by having more entrepreneurs, and not just entrepreneurs by word of mouth, but great ones that will add value to what Nigeria is currently experiencing. As I begin to round up, we look forward to insights from our various speakers, panelists, and all participants to make this not only a rich and thought-provoking and resourceful meeting, but also one that will provide us with a critical roadmap required to unlock the potential in the evolving technological space and wider financial sector, and by extension, propel us to the much-needed entrepreneurial empowerment. To the recipients of the licenses, we wish you well, and we hope that as you go forth, you will go forth to prosper and add value to the Nigerian space. Thank you so much for listening.
Please, another round of applause for the Deputy Governor, CBN, Mr. Balabelu Corporate Services, ably represented by Mr. Malik Ademola. I'd like to recognize the Director of Research, NDIC, representing NDIC, Dr. Tatata Kabir. Please put your hands together for him. You're welcome, sir. Thank you very much. Interestingly, Mr. Malik has taken my program with him, but that's not the problem. I'll pick it back. Thank you very much. Well, interestingly, I think it is very worthwhile to pay attention to the next person, distinguished guest we're bringing to the podium in the next couple of minutes. I was just trying to browse through his profile, and I realized he's a man who is intentional with what he intends to do with himself or his profession. Because at one point, he's a barrister and solicitor. That means he can actually work anywhere in the courtroom. At another point, he went to understand what organizational psychologists and change leadership specialists, change leadership is all about. In other words, he understands how people think. At another point, he is also a financial guru, which makes him a very strategic person with over 3 decades of professional experience in banking, financial technology, strategy, leadership, legal services, and entrepreneurship. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome someone very, very resplendent with his thought process and, of course, with his personality. The Managing Director, CEO, Unified Payment Services, Dr. Agada Apoche, FCIB, for his keynote address. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. The President and Chairman of Council, the professor himself, who has left the classroom and is now leading the operators, Professor Deji Olanrewaju, PhD, FCIB. The first and second vice presidents, I just whispered to the second vice president that it is good that she is one of the office bearers because that shows that there is inclusiveness. The registrar, special guest, past presidents, the licensees who we are here for today, great Nigerian students, ladies and gentlemen. I'll first start by congratulating our dear institute for contributing to the development of the Nigerian economy in diverse ways and means. Entrepreneurs are the engine room for every economy. Big companies and organizations do make a lot of money, no doubt. But the greatest employers of labor are the small entrepreneurs, the micro, small, and medium enterprises. So it is by no means a small feat that our institute is contributing to the development of entrepreneurship in Nigeria. So to the licensees of today, I would like to say a very warm congratulations and to wish you well, particularly that your entrepreneurship journey is starting with loads of experience that you bring to the table. I have no doubt that your journey will be very meaningful, it will be positive, and it will be successful. Congratulations. I've been asked to speak for no more than 20 minutes on technovation and empowering entrepreneurship. So I will share with you my thoughts on how we can leverage technology to innovate and drive enterprises. In doing so, I do not intend to create an idea that entrepreneurship is a walk in the park. No, it is far from that. Global competition and advancement in technology, combined with shift in demography, are the things that define what we do today, and we cannot but talk about them. We also have to talk about the transition from brick and mortar businesses to social commerce. I think I beg your pardon for the spelling of mortar there. New technologies have brought a paradigm shift in what we do and how we do it, and we need to talk about it. Of course, I spoke earlier about the role of entrepreneurs in economic development and job creation. So, what do you face as an entrepreneur? The first is that you face entry barriers. Please, can the slide change? This is not intended to discourage, but intended to define our reality. You cannot be an entrepreneur and not face obstacles, not face challenges. Every business idea on paper is successful. I say so from my personal experience. In terms of the different entrepreneurship initiatives that have been involved, I've failed many more times than I have been successful. But what you require to keep going and growing is that the fewer times that you are successful should be greater in terms of value creation than the many more times that you are unsuccessful. So as you obtain this license, and after this public presentation, we must live in the real world, where as entrepreneurs, you are going to face a lot of obstacles and you will face entry barriers, as you can see on the slide. But there's a good news. The good news is that you have been prepared by our great institute and combined with your past experience as professionals. And with that, I have no doubt that you'll be very successful. But as you go on this journey, it is important to understand those that you are going to serve. Either you are serving them directly, or you as an entrepreneur, you are providing a professional service to a client that is serving the public. Whatever it is, it's important that you understand those that you are going to serve. And those you are going to serve, I will categorize them into two. I have the digital alien to your right, and also the digital native, as you can see on the screen. The present and the future is dominated by digital natives. People of 24 years of age and below constitute over 60% of the population of our country. And between 25 and 54 is about 30%. That is already over 90%. That means that as you prepare your business case, you must understand the people you are going to serve and how you are going to serve them. And to serve them, you need technology, you need innovation, which are at the heart of the theme for the discussion today. I've shared with you the tele density in Nigeria and internet penetration. And they are very relevant to the discussion we are having and what you are going to do as entrepreneurs. These are ways and means to lower the entry barrier that we started with. You will see a decline in tele density in Nigeria from over 104% tele density to what it is today. But this is not unconnected with the enforcement of NIN registration for telephone subscription. So a number of SIM cards that were not linked to NIN had to be disabled by MNOs. And that is why we are now beginning to see the true tele density of Nigeria. But on the other side, we are seeing a higher penetration of internet. When you connect this with the earlier slide about the digital natives and the digital aliens, you will see that you need technology and you need innovation, because with this, you will be able to serve your audience digitally. So digitization and digitalization therefore become very imperative for your entrepreneurship journey. And if you do that, you would then have to rely on data to make your decisions, to ensure that you are successful at what you do. With data, you'll be able to segment your customers, you'll be able to do your marketing, you'll be able to do your sales, and even your operations, product development, pricing strategy, and how you want your customers to experience your service or your product. All these will be driven by data. So it is my recommendation to you that you should focus on data collection, data analysis, and use both to inform your decision making. Any decision that is made without data is made based on assumptions that may be disconnected from market realities. Imagine coming up with a product or a service that you want to serve millions of people, but that service or product is aimed only at the segment of the society that is less than 10% of the population. Because the demography tells us that the digital natives are over 60%, and those over 55% and above are less than 10% of the population. It doesn't mean that it is wrong for you to come to the market as an entrepreneur with a product or service that serve the old. But it means that in going to the market, in preparing your business plan, you are very clear in your mind that this is the size of the population you are going to serve. And that will define the capital you are going to employ. That will define your go-to-market approach and where you intend to meet them. Conversely, if you want to serve the digital natives, then you have to meet them where they are. And that means you meet them digitally in the digital space. That is the reason why the use of data becomes very critical for the success of today's entrepreneurs. And that also requires a lot of change, particularly if you as an entrepreneur, you are not a digital native yourself. But not being a digital native is itself not a problem. What is a problem is if you are unable to recognize that you are a digital alien and that you need to retool yourself. As we are taught by Charles Darwin, it is not the strongest of species that succeed. Neither is it the most intelligent of species. It is those most adaptable to change. It is therefore imperative that as you start your entrepreneurship journey at a more advanced stage of your life than it was 10, 20, 30 years ago, you must adapt to change. And once you embrace change, leveraging technology and innovation, then you can lower the entry barrier. Leveraging change means that you need a number of tools. I've tried to share some with you. They are by no means exhaustive, but they will be very helpful. Whether it's the CRM software or the analytic tools that you use for data, or the spreadsheets and dashboard, or leveraging cloud technology services, or artificial intelligence and machine learning, you require different tools if you want to successfully leverage technology and innovation to be a successful entrepreneur. And these come with a lot of benefits, which we will speak to briefly. But before we speak to the benefits, I would like to speak about something that dominates the business space today, and that is social commerce. We have a number of digital platforms and marketplaces where you can deliver your services, sell your goods, whether you are selling to businesses or you are selling directly to consumers. The important thing is understanding through the use of data who you want to sell to and where to meet them. We have online retail malls today where you can go and take a space just like you would do at the brick and mortar shopping mall that we go to. And those have advantages for you. It is immaterial if you are a consultant. You don't have to be someone who is selling gadgets. You can offer your consulting services and still have a space online and reach those you want to serve through social commerce and not necessarily a brick and mortar office with a big signage that shows that you are offering consultancy services. That is not to say that you don't need a brick and mortar office. You could as well do that. And in this respect, I'd like to share a personal experience. I had a discussion with an immediate family member who said to me, "Brother, I hope you will not be disappointed. I'm not going to take the job offer that I've been made." I said, "Why should I be disappointed? Please tell me more." And she said to me, "I don't want to do the 12-hour-a-day job that you people do. The offer that has been made to me by that organization, they are going to pay me a lot of money, but I can actually sit in my house and make more money than that. I do not need an office space. I don't need to own a generator. I'm not going to worry about how I power the generating set. I will simply use social commerce to buy and sell. And I've been doing that already. And I earn much more than what this organization has offered me. And I have a clear idea of what I want to achieve 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So I'm not taking the offer. And I asked her, have you informed the organization? And she said, well, I will do that, but I just wanted to share with you the decision that I wish to make. Today, on different social media platforms, you can meet those that you want to serve. Not only can you offer your services, with digital payment solutions, you can also be paid digitally. You can also get funding for your business, leveraging technology and innovation, whether it is online lending or crowdfunding. And that changes the conversation entirely. Why you may still go to a bank, why you may still go to that high net worth individual or other people to join you in your business and become co-owners and shareholders, you can actually leverage technology and innovation to fund your business, to share the risk and the prosperity with as many people as possible, including those that you have never met before. This session we are having today is not being attended by only those of us who are present in the physical space. We have those that have joined us online. And all these have been made possible through technology and innovation. And with all that, entrepreneurs actually lower the barrier to entry, irrespective of what you choose to do. So what are the benefits? One of the benefits is cost optimization or cost reduction. In this respect, I will specifically identify cloud computing. If you want to set up a business that requires that you make a huge investment in hardware and software, you can actually sign up to a cloud computing service where you don't need to make all this huge investment at the start. But it is what I would liken to pay as you go. Someone else has to worry about 24/7 power supply to power the operation center. You don't need to own your own data center anymore. You don't need to have a database administrator of your own anymore. You don't need to look for money to have the cooling system where your hardware will be housed. You can simply sign on to a cloud computing service. You also don't need a very large office that will accommodate everyone. You can have people who will work for you remotely. And that also can reduce your cost as an entrepreneur. Because we have transitioned from the age of one employer, multiple employees, to an age of multiple employers and one employee. So you may have to rethink your HR policy and no longer have a clause there that says that those who are going to work for you in your new enterprise are not allowed to work for another organization. If you have such a clause, you have difficulty in attracting the talent that you need. We need to speak to practical issues because that's what entrepreneurs face in the business space. That person who is going to serve you as an employee should have the liberty to work for another organization depending on the nature of job you do. I'm not being prescriptive. This may not apply to every organization. And even in organizations where this will work, it may not work for every job function. But you have many of the digital natives today that you offer employment, and the first thing they ask you, is it physical or remote work? And when you insist that it's physical, they'll tell you, sorry, thank you. I would have loved to work for your organization, but it doesn't fit into my preference. I want a remote work. That also means that your employees can be across any geography or border. You can have a talent who is in Europe, who is in US, and the person is working for you. You can have a talent that is living in a state in Nigeria where the cost of living is half the cost of living in Lagos, but your business is in Lagos. You can also have meeting with employees across different geographies. What of knowledge capital? We can leverage technology and innovation to ensure that knowledge capital is not so much a barrier that it will be in the past. And that again lowers the entry barrier. Because knowledge capital is a tool for competition and distinguishes one organization from the other. And with the aid of technology, it becomes a lot easier to acquire knowledge capital for the success of your organization. The same thing goes for operational efficiency. You can use tools like artificial intelligence to achieve what you want to do. What of your customer experience also? Machines can talk to your customer. Machines can provide answers and responses for a number of things, rather than having an army of people doing it. Overall, the capital you need may not be as much as you think if you leverage technology and innovation. With that, I have a few recommendations. Happily, you have undergone the first of them, entrepreneurship training. But I would like to say something. The training of an entrepreneur is never ending. And when I say it's never ending, I'm not speaking about the continuous training that you need to have by going to different training schools and subscribing to different sessions and so on. I'm talking of the self-experience that you gain as an entrepreneur. There is a difference between being an employee or an executive whose salary is guaranteed at the end of every month and being an entrepreneur who is responsible for paying others and also for paying yourself. So that training is a continuous one. When you start your day, you will come to the table with ideas that you had as of yesterday. At the close of the same day, you will learn new things from your customers, from your competitors, and even from those who you have never met. Then we need mentorship classes, and mentorship classes do not mean only formal classes. It also means that you are able to talk to someone who has gone that journey before. I'll share another personal example. I had a session with someone who wanted to join one of our companies. And I wanted us to discuss his experience when he left a very big bank that he was working to start his own business. And now he's looking for a paid employment again. He was extremely reluctant. And I said to him, do you know why I've invited you for a session with me? He said, no. Because I saw in your CV that you were working for a very big bank. You left to start your own business, and now you're looking for employment. That means to you, and the reason why you probably don't want us to dwell on that is that you failed. But that is the very reason why I'm having the session with you. That for me is major. It's the most important thing I picked out of your CV. Because from being an employee, you have been an entrepreneur. Now, if you come to paid employment again, you will approach it differently. Why? We have an American writer, Anas Nin, who said to us that we don't see things as they are. We see things as we are. The relevance of that is that the way you see things now as an entrepreneur must of necessity be different from how you saw them as an employee with a guaranteed salary and allowance. Join incubation centers, accelerator program, and continue to network. And you cannot have a better networking platform than our own great institute, where you have the privilege as a licensee to interact not only with the president and chairman of council, but the other office bearers and the distinguished Nigerians who have a lot of experience to share. And the experience that you should look for is not only experience of those who have been successful. It should include those who failed at their entrepreneurship initiatives. You will learn a lot. When I have mentorship sessions, I start with speaking to those I meet with about the many times that I have failed. And some of them will say, but the reason why I have asked to meet with you is not this. I say, what do you want to hear? They say, we want to hear about the things you do that have made you successful. But as I said to you earlier, I've failed many more times in entrepreneurship than I have been successful. But what makes the difference is that the fewer times that I have been successful, the value creation are far greater than the value lost in the more times than I have failed. And that is what I would recommend to you as something that you should hold on to. Because it is not advisable for you to learn only from your own experience. It is advisable to learn from the experience of others, whether it is successful experience or the experiences of people who will tell you about their failures. On that note, I'd like to congratulate you again on obtaining your practice license and to wish you well in your entrepreneurship journey, remembering that there will be obstacles and challenges on the way, that you always have barriers to entry, but that through leveraging technology and innovation, you can lower the entry barrier and you'll be very successful. Thank you for your attention.
Please, can we give our keynote speaker another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Honestly speaking, I think it's succinctly put when he summarized it, when he said, look, you can actually lower the entry. You can lower actually even the barrier of entry with leveraging on technology and of course, data. That is very crucial. Considering the number of people we have between the ages of 24 and below, and those of us between 25 and 54, I think you have a huge market that the global economy is actually looking up to actually determine the kind of value proposition they will bring in future. Please, once again, can we give our keynote speaker another round of applause? Once again. We're going to make a little bit of changes to the program we have. Before we take the pictures with the people on this elevated platform, and of course, before we go into the panel session, I would like to recognize some of these past president of CIBN here present. Please, let's recognize Mr. Femi Ekundayo, FCIB, is here. Thank you very much, sir. Let's acknowledge the presence of Mr. Laoyi Jayola, FCIB. You are most welcome, sir. We also like to recognize Mr. Uche Olowu, PhD, Dr. Uche Olowu, PhD, FCIB, MNI. Thank you very much. We also like to recognize the founder and pro. Thank you very much. Please, can you just indulge us for a few minutes for his address as the special guest of honor? Alhaji Mohammed Sani Abdullahi, Deputy Governor, Economic Policy, Central Bank of Nigeria, ably represented here by Dr. Samuel Onikwede for his own remark. Please, can you come forward? Thank you very much, sir.
Mr. President, the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, Mr. Registrar, distinguished guests and special guests of honors, the licensees, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Dr. Samuel Onikwede of the Monetary Policy Department of the Central Bank of Nigeria. I'm here representing the Deputy Governor, Economic Policy Directorate, who is unavoidably unable to be here today due to other pressing national assignments. He has, however, asked me to present his special remarks and extend his sincere apologies for not being able to do so in person. It is therefore an honor to present these remarks to this esteemed gathering organized by the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria to discuss ways of empowering entrepreneurs for tomorrow's challenges. I commend the Institute for its forward-looking and unwavering commitment to advancing the frontiers of banking and entrepreneurship in our nation. Today's theme, technovation, has already been said, empowering entrepreneurs for tomorrow's challenges, has been said by numerous speakers, is very apt and timely and also critical. As we navigate the complexities of a rapidly evolving global economy, the fusion of technology and innovation, what we now call technovation, has become a cornerstone for sustainable development and growth. Entrepreneurs, as we all know, are the lifeblood of any economy. They create jobs, they foster innovation, address society challenges through enterprise and innovative approach. Yet, the challenges they face today are multifaceted. To wit, global competition, evolving but sometimes complex customer expectations, harsh regulatory environment, and the ever-present demand for sustainability. Technovation provides a pathway to not only meet these challenges, but also to turn them into viable opportunities. Nigeria, as a case in point, from financial technology, which is reshaping how we transact and access credit, to agri-tech platforms revolutionizing agriculture, technovation is enabling entrepreneurs to break barriers and reimagining possibilities. The proliferation of mobile technology, Internet of Things, blockchain technology, artificial intelligence present immense opportunities for visionary entrepreneurs to lead transformative change. However, leveraging the technovision requires a supportive ecosystem. It requires partnership among financial institutions, policymakers, and the private sector to provide access to funding, which is very, very, very critical. Mentorship is also very necessary and critical, and as well as digital infrastructure. It also calls for cultivating the mindset that sees technology not as a threat, but as a tool to amplify human ingenuity and further advance how we live. As we look to tomorrow, let us challenge ourselves to be more than spectators of change. Let us be enablers, ensuring that technovision is accessible to every aspiring entrepreneur, regardless of their background or resources. Let us recognize the power of collaboration in building solutions that are not only profitable, but also impactful. This calls for heightened collaboration between the government and the private sector to ensure a conducive environment for incubation of innovative ideas that are driven by technology. It is the only way we as a nation can become competitive globally, especially as we strive to build a 12-figure dollar economy. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me leave you with these probing words. Technovation is not just about technology or innovation in isolation. It is about the courage to think differently, the vision to see possibilities where others see limitations, and the determination to create a better future. Together, we have the tools, we have the talent, and the tenacity to empower our entrepreneurs to rise above tomorrow's challenges. Thank you for the privilege of addressing you today, and let us continue to innovate, empower, and transform. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Samuel Onikbede, representing the Deputy Governor, Economic Policy, Central Bank of Nigeria. Thank you very much for those remarks of yours. At this juncture, I would like to crave the indulgence of the members on this panel for the picture. Let's take the picture, because after this is the panel session. Please, Director of Photography. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, our distinguished guests. And of course, okay, I would like to crave the indulgence of office holders to please come up stage as well. Office holders. Thank you very much. At this point, it's time for us to talk some more and perhaps narrow it down for the essence of this program. I'd like to welcome our moderator for this panel discussion. She is the Chief Distribution Officer and Stakeholder Engagement, SANEF, Please make welcome Mrs. Uche Uzoebo, HCIB. Please, let's put our hands together as she comes forward. She will be helping us with other members of the panel.
Good afternoon, everyone. Is it afternoon? I was almost. So good morning, everyone. All protocol observed, and thank you very much for all our distinguished guests. I mean, we have I think we have heard so much, especially from the last two speakers and our keynote speaker, Dr. Agada, but there's still more perspective that we want to share during our panel session. And in no particular order, I will just call on members of my panel, starting with Aino Dele Adebola, HCIB, Group Head, Corporate Banking, Directorate, First Bank. Mr. Abimbola Afolabi, HCIB, that's the founder and CEO of Credit Bank. Okay. And I would like to welcome back our keynote speaker, Dr. Agada, the CEO of Unified Payments, to join us. Unfortunately, Dr. Elizabeth King will not be joining us because she had some emergency. Thank you. Okay, so we'll just get started. Okay, so welcome to today's event. As we already know, the Technovation, empowering entrepreneurs for tomorrow's challenges. We cannot ever emphasize the need of technology and innovation. In a world rapidly shaped by technology, the power of innovation is more crucial than ever. So today we'll gather to explore how this technology can not only solve the existing problems, but also unlock new opportunities for entrepreneurs to thrive. I would first of all start with Mrs. Aina. The keynote speaker he did a very good job. Well done, sir. Thank you, Dr. Pido, on that. But from your own perspective and drawing from his keynote as well, I would like you to also give us your own perspective on this topic. We can't overemphasize the need of technology and innovation, especially with the digital aliens being, contributing to a greater percentage of the populace. So let's hear from you, your own perspective. Yeah.
Thank you, moderator, and good morning, everyone. Once again, good afternoon now. It's almost afternoon. Mr. Agada spoke as the expert in digital and the digital space. I'm a banker, so I'll kind of give my own banker perspective of it, and I think he was absolutely right. Data is key. I mean, I took note that he was talking. Data is king. And decisions must be made based on data. And I think it's absolutely correct to say that and to put it that way. The population, as I can see here, is quite a lot of young people. And really, they were born into technology. For those in the generation X, like most of us here, kind of learned how to use technology and how to use data as they were developed recently. So data is really key. If you don't use the information you have, you really get lost. I work with First Bank, and we're a technology-driven organization. we have what we call our values. And the first thing we have is entrepreneurship. We call it EPIC. So entrepreneurship, professionalism, innovation, and customer centricity. And this is kind of our, if I can say, the DNA of how we do work in my organization. And so it's important that we look at technology the right way. I could go on, but if you want me to stop now, I will stop.
Thank you very much. Please, can we have Dr. Katata Kabe to join us? That's Director of Research, NDIC. You here? Thank you very much, sir. You're welcome. Well, I'll switch to Mr. Abimbola Olabi. That's the MD of a credit bank. That's another financial institution. So what I would, okay, aside giving us your own perspective, I also want to add this. How can entrepreneurship scale their businesses while maintaining quality and technological relevance? Aside giving us your own perspective of the topic today. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. So Technovision, it's a game changer in the business for entrepreneur. I'm going to use myself as an example. When I started so when I started the business, my bank, it took me a while because I've been, anyway, Mr. Agada has said a lot. So I've been in the, I was working before I started Credit Bank, which is a digital bank and a microfinance bank. So we're using technology to drive all our products. Like Mr. Agada said, even in terms of trying to raise money, you need to do some crowdfunding. Also, I've been on a couple of accelerator programs to assist us with a couple of stuff. Like you said, for example, now our cloud-based, we're using like a AWS, OCI and all that, which are kind of very expensive. But along when we started, we got some units from AWS, because of the accelerator program that we've done, that we're on. So it's very important because, like I said, Technovision has come to stay and it's a game changer for businesses because it simplifies everything that you want to do, basically. So that's the key word, simplicity. It just simplifies everything. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Simplicity simplifies everything. Yes, I can remember when one of the things Dr. Agada said, when you're in this journey, that there will be barriers, you will have stumble blocks, you will fail, but it's actually how you pick yourself and look beyond that failure and also the successes that come with that and lessons learned with that. Then also the phrase from Ratan Tata, technovation is not just about new technology, it's about creating solutions that transform lives, okay? So technology, we talk about solutions that can transform lives. And that will take me to, before I come back to our keynote speaker, let me talk to Dr. Katata Kabir to also share his own perspective. You work with NDIC, you're director there. So give us your own perspective on the topic we're discussing today.
Hello. First of all, thank you very much, CIBN, Mr. President, and your whole team. I can thank you very much. Akin is my friend, so my friendship first, then his official position second. Thank you very much. I had the keynote speech. That was masterfully done. He told you almost everything you will expect from a 3-hour lecture. And that is what I will expect from you. I'm not saying you should do what I'm going to say next. As students, some students cheat, but they don't cheat smart.
those that are smart, when they cheat, they're not caught. So listen, that's why I say I'm not saying you should do that. Technology is here to help you cheat. But for you to cheat, you need to work hard to create the solution that will help you cheat. Now, that cheating I'm talking about is for you not to read. No, 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 no. I want you to unlock the hidden talent you have somewhere. And all of you people here have it. In short, the first thing that you are here, that hidden talent is being unlocked. That is what I want you to recall first. In NDIC, we partner with so many institutions, including CIBN. We have a long history. The logo you see up there is not for show. No, no, no. We actually, we implement all those things that perhaps when we give you a write-up, you will see, including delivering courses and trainings to universities. And almost every week, at minimum in a month, we receive students that come to NDIC to understand what we do and stuff like that. And I will use an example. I know the time is very short. We just closed a bank. The license was revoked by Central Bank. It's not a bad thing. You heard in the keynote speech, he told you he tried so many things. And it is only the successful ones people want to hear. The same thing with bank failure. It has been operating. It is time to close it. That is the best decision. We close. But then another work starts. When you close a bank, you have money in the bank. It is expected that we have to pay that money back as soon as possible. How do we do that? What did we do with the last recently closed bank, Heritage? We use technology to be able to pay almost 80% of the depositors within less than 1 week. So technology is there, but the beautiful part, everything they're talking about here, there is so much you can do. I am director of research, but perhaps my background, my first degree is in mathematics, computer science, and statistics. And I have a master's in computer and network engineering. And then before 2000, my thesis and work I did was really in AI, as if I saw it coming. You understand? And I want you to understand this AI thing that they have been talking about is an old thing. It was coined in the 1950s. Now it is back. And it's this understanding, it means that you can do a lot and you don't need a lot of money. And that's what the first speaker told you. Talk to people, network. And all these free tools are there. But what we don't want, my last advice go ahead, is please, when you pick up your phone, don't be chatting and cheat. Work smart. That is the cheating. Understand what you can do, what are the challenges out there, whether it's in education or in transportation or in healthcare. How can this technology be used so you can implement something? And at NDIC, when you come to visit us, we first tell you what we do. Then we tell you that you must not be bankers. You can provide solutions that will implement banking. You can provide solutions that will help us when a bank is being closed, we pay it fast. You can implement solutions that will help, whether it is Lagos State. Hey, before maybe next year, Akin will be waiting for you to suggest solutions how CIBN can do what it does better. It's still up to you. So that when Akin is calling you, he won't call you, you will come as students. You come to sit down here. That is the cheating that I'm talking about. Smart cheating. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kabir. So we got it. Smart cheating. That's a new one. Please, can we give him a round of applause? Thank you so much for that insight. And I'll come back to my keynote speaker, who is a veteran in the industry. Thank you so much for that elaborate and insightful presentation. But I want to ask this question. So perhaps since, you've been, I know that even Unified Payment, they've started the academy, you have the young people that you train and all. I want to ask this question, perhaps for you to advise us on how educational institutions can better prepare aspiring entrepreneurs for tomorrow's challenges. Since you've set the tone, is something you're doing. How can they, because we need all the organizations that are here to also follow actually. How can they commence that? Thank you.
Thank you. Educational institutions have to revisit their curriculum and ask the question, why are the students here? The students are not in school just to obtain a certificate. Obtaining a certificate is not an end in itself. It is a means to an end. Unemployment is very, very high, and it's a major challenge for many economies of the world, particularly in Nigeria. So I think that entrepreneurship should be a module that should be taught in our schools, particularly the tertiary institutions. Additionally, irrespective of the field or course of study in the university or other tertiary institutions, we need to embrace a relationship between the educational institutions and organizations, be it the private or public sector, so that our students will have the opportunity of learning while they are still in school. Only very few courses offer our students the opportunity for internship. We should also encourage our students to go and work during holidays. And working during holiday and learning about entrepreneurship is not about working in an organization that has air-conditioned offices. I think I need to emphasize this because of the online audience and the number of young people that are here. Being an entrepreneur is not about working in a bank. It's not about working in a fintech organization. Are you willing to learn what it takes to be an entrepreneur? That may include working with that person that has a small kiosk by the roadside and is selling groceries. It may be working with that woman who is selling tomatoes. That is entrepreneurship. It may be that you are working with either of your parents or a family member or a guardian in whatever they are doing to earn a living. That is how you will learn to be an entrepreneur. You cannot become an entrepreneur by owning a bank. No, you have to start somewhere, and you must have the skills, and you must have the attitude. So I think that is what I would encourage our educational institutions to do. Happily, with technology, we can get better at it because different lessons and lectures and classes can now be delivered virtually. So you can have entrepreneurs who may not come physically to the classroom, but they are still able to deliver and have sessions with our students so that when they come out of school, they will not only be those who will look for jobs, they will also be those who will create jobs. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for that. So feedback for the institutions, we should have entrepreneur, we should have it as part of the curriculum, and that would really help. And something that he said, and I will share a personal story. He talked about internship during when there are holidays and half term. So this session that is about, and my last daughter, they had their midterm break. And I said, you know what, instead of just sitting at home or sleeping or resting, why don't you, perhaps you should, go somewhere and work. So I found one of the fintechs. I said, let her be coming there every morning and at least know what is happening. The first day, then she came back. She said, Mommy, you know what? It is, in fact, that data analysis I'm talking about, I think that is what is now clearer that this is where I have to go. And also in that office, I love the way they work. All of them come to work, but all of them are talking about one thing or the other they are doing. One said that, that she's into social media. The other one is, she said, during the weekend, she goes to make like food for some people, and she sells the entrepreneur. She said, I'm not going to do this. You started banking all the time. You're talking about how you're doing NPR, how you've not met targets and all that. My own target will be my own business. And that business I'm doing, this is where I will start. And that's a 16-year-old telling me that. So exactly what he's saying, that's how he started in entrepreneurship. They don't want to be like us. They don't want to do that now. They have a lot to give back. And you people are also here. Our students are here. And by the time we have the curriculum we have it in all we have entrepreneurship in the curriculum. What else are we saying? And I think that will also change the narrative in Nigeria. Thank you so much, Dr. Gada, for that. So I would, Mrs. Aina, we won't leave this stage because I'm a gender person without talking about how we can have our women, how we can do more. So this question will be for you. How can more women and underrepresented groups be encouraged to engage in tech-based entrepreneurship? We want to be out there. When we were sitting on the other side, I looked at the stage and our dear second vice president happens to be the only, the only female on the stage. And of course, giving that modelly and cover. So we also want more women, the entrepreneurs. We also want them to, to be techie savvy. So how can we do that? Also coming from where you're sitting, I know that First Bank, you guys are doing a lot of innovative things when it comes to women. Thank you.
Thank you, moderator. Women, it's a very touchy issue sometimes when you talk about women and workplace and technology and even entrepreneurship. And I believe that women are actually have the largest number in terms of small businesses and entrepreneurship. So I think the women are there already. However, changing the narrative to say, okay, you want the women to be more out there, if I can put it there, to have the women on the stages, as you've said, to have the women in the leadership positions. And I think this is one of the ways to drive it, what CIBN is doing, to ensure that women are represented in all the programs that they do. And to also have women students. We have a lot of students here, listening to women talk, encouraging women. Women might have some innate way of just kind of staying back. But I think having women encourage women to say, you can do it, you're out there. I'm a member of the governing council for the First Bank Women Network, and we do a lot of that. We do a lot of workshops, we do a lot of webinars, and you'll be surprised that, the ladies will come to you and to tell you, oh, I didn't know I could do it. I didn't know this could happen. So the more we talk about it, the more we encourage women, the more they will come to the forum. Recently, again, I was talking to a client of ours who is a lady, a woman, and she's an entrepreneur, and I met her recently. She's much, much younger than I am. And I said, how did you start this business? She started off by calling me mommy. And I said, no, don't call me mommy. Right now, you are the king, you are my customer. You can call me by my name. And it was a bit difficult. And I think it's one of the things we find in our culture, to be able to relate with people almost eyeball to eyeball, if I can put it that way. It's difficult for a lot of women to do that. The timidity, we must get it out of women and all that to be able to be frontal in whatever they are doing. And she told me her story, how she started with her father. Her father was in the agri sector, and he wasn't pushing himself as hard as she thought he should push himself. And she went there, and she had to create the trust between her and her father to ensure that he could trust what she wanted to do, the technology she wanted to bring into his processing and his the way he was doing business. So I think that's one thing that the young people also must do. Challenge the existing status quo. Thank you very much. The existing status quo, you can't leave it the way it is. When all the speakers were out there talking about quotes, and I was like, oh my God, I know you don't have any quotes. So I quickly looked up a quote. And it's kind of relevant to what he just said now. The quote is from, I have two quotes actually, just in case. The first one was, innovation is a specific instrument of entrepreneurship, the act that resources with a new capacity to create wealth. Creating wealth is very, very important. Even when you are innovating, it has to be with the sense of commercializing to create wealth. You can't just innovate and put it there. Remember what he said earlier about AI, being something that's happened way back in the 50s and it's just being commercialized now. Then it wasn't commercialized, and that's why it never probably saw the light of day. It was in the notebook, it was in textbooks for students to learn about, but it was not commercialized. Now it is commercialized. My second quote, innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. It was Chief Steve Jobs that said that. I was trying to look for one from a Nigerian. I think it's important that we begin to put data together of Nigerian quotes, speakers and things like that. Once they have it, we'll put it down and put by name. Mr. Gada has one already. Data is king. Data is so it's very, very important that women are also out there. Moderator, if you can just allow me just a few more minutes. I was going to talk about we have the graduates or the licensees that have just been awarded. It's important that you look wide, and it's important that you do your networking, as Dr. Agada had said earlier. Do the networking, because it is only when you do the networking that you get the information that you require. We are talking with, we're partnering as a bank with funding organizations, that fund entrepreneurs, innovation. So we talk with our clients who are entrepreneurs and do stuff. And we kind of go through a process of talking about their problems. What is it that you're doing that you need to reprocess? One of our clients has a fleet of vehicles. They do haulage. And we have a lot of discussions around carbon emissions now and how we can reduce those footprints in Nigeria and globally. So these organizations fund those innovation and technology, how can I put it, inputs into the entrepreneur journey of those customers, trying to change it and trying to see how they can innovate through, open challenges and open innovation challenges, and throwing it out there and just seeing who are the people that can help us, who are the people that have these ideas that we can incubate. We have another client who is into agriculture and trying to make an impact into the society. We're also having discussions with those kind of organizations and the agri sector farmers, whether they are growers, whether they are just those who are aggregating, focusing on those crops to see how can we have food security in Nigeria. I think it was in 2022 when we had discussions about how there was going to be some kind of form of famine, and we are all seeing it now. There's food shortages, the war is causing food shortages, wheat from Russia and Ukraine and all that. So it's important that you network, you come to those who are able to provide you with funds to change the way you are doing things. You don't have to go with what is on ground now. Think about it. How can I improve this? And I grew up in the North, and I remember that in the North, we used to have a lot of sweets. And those sweets were made by housewives. And I see these days, all those things are packaged and, brought in from China or brought in from Dubai or wherever. And those were the things that we used to do way back. And we never thought about how we could package them better, how we could improve, their shelf lives and things like that. But I think the younger ones, if I can put it, are smarter. And I know that they're going to do new things. I'll stop there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Aina. Technovation. Did you see what happened there? She was innovation and technology. So she brought up her own 2 quotes. That's what we're talking about. Please, can you give her a round of applause? So technology and innovation, she was very innovative to bring her, to come up with a quote. And like Dr. Kabiru said, that when you're on your phone and all, smart cheating. And that is exactly what we're playing here. I mean, she used that to be able to talk to us and give us, her own perspective. Okay, in just maybe 2 minutes because we'll soon be rounding up. I would ask this question to Mr. Abimbola so that he could also, coming from, I know credit bank people also do some funding and also I would like to ask you how entrepreneurs in developing economies address the lack of access to funding for tech innovation. Thank you.
Thank you. So basically what I'm going to touch on is, I'm going to use myself as an example as well. Starting a business can be very turbulent, like in Nigeria, and accessing funds from the traditional banks can be very, very difficult. So accessing funds, for me, I'm going to use myself as an example, as I said, is I got on accelerator programs, like Y Combinator, SOSV, and those kind of stuff. So I'm going to advise most of the youth, when you're trying to raise funds, don't actually go for debt when you're starting your business, because if you go for debt, then you can easily get into trouble. Because if the business you're trying to build, it's not successful, then you're going to be with that burden of that debt, because you need to start looking for funds to actually repay back and all that. So you need to look for people that believe in you, because when whoever that's giving you money for a startup is believing in you and not in your business, because it is you they are investing in. So basically, you need to look for those kind of programs, accelerator programs that can give you funds to fund your business. That's one. Then number two, then you can now go for crowdfunding. Like I said, Mr. Gadai mentioned about that as well. You need to go for crowdfunding to make sure that, and you have to be sure of your product as well. You need to make sure that whatever you already have, you've tested your product, you know that you know your target market, and yes, so those are the two major what I'm going to touch on as regards funding your business. Don't go for debt at the initial stage, basically. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So just before we round up, because we still have the ceremony.
Then I would like to speak about the challenges. Okay. We've not mentioned anything about challenges about the technology as well, because it has its own challenges as well. Because technology too has its own issues as well. So basically, when you're building your product, you need to take into consideration, you have to be very careful as regards securing your platform. I mean, in terms of your cybersecurity, you need to make sure that you have, there are a lot of tools there out there, but people don't get to, they just build this product, not this as a very important, that is very, very important, because there are a lot of tools to monitor your product, or especially those in the fintech space as well, to make sure that your platform is secured properly, because a lot of people, the way you are innovating, trying to bring out this product, there's some people sitting down there, they too are trying to see how they can penetrate your platform. We've heard about a lot of fraud happening in our industry, and these guys are out there they're just waiting for any opportunity to strike. So it is very important to make sure that while you're building as well, you're looking at securing your platform and all that. And that's why we mentioned about making sure like your server, there's the different types of cloud that you can actually leverage on, so for securing your data as well and securing your platform. So I just wanted to touch on that because I realized that nobody has actually mentioned about challenges of technovation as well in our industry. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chef, because for everything, we must have challenges, and actually, how do we solve those challenges? Thank you so much. So we just want to have a final word, just one word for entrepreneurs. Dr. Kabiri, that you could start. Let's hear from you. Final word.
So my final word is, I want you to remember this, not for today, but throughout your life. Yes, you can. You need to imbibe that. Now, this, yes, you can, you may be unfortunate to have some lecturers or some uncles that may tell you you can't do it. It enters here, it lives here. Yes, you can. you can do it. There is nothing special about Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates, or I won't say it, I won't shout, Uncle Dangote. Dangote will tell you that he tried for so many years. So is the owner of Amazon and others. But at the end of the day, they saw the light. And that was the first message the keynote speaker said. There have been several failures, but he could, he did. So yes, you can. It was not going to be rosy. The first one may not succeed. The second one may not succeed. The third or the fourth might. That is the first thing. Second, he spoke about mentorship and partnership. You may not have the skills to code, to do the hard technical thing. You may have the marketing skill. Your friend, your colleague, someone might have those hard technical skills. Your own skill might be none of those. Your skill is to identify that hacking is the brain behind it. I have identified somewhere, and then you identify the president. Then you go to them. The two of us can come together, please. Yes, you can. Your skill through this mentorship and coaching, you will be able to bring out something. It doesn't succeed the first time, it may succeed the 10th time. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we have we have two questions from the audience, online or, but let's finish so that we haven't forgotten. But I would also like to take questions from our online observers, because that's part of our technovation. We need to include them, and that's also inclusion. So, Mrs. Aino, let's hear from you. Final words before we go to final word.
I think my final word to everyone would be embrace technology, embrace innovation, think innovation, and think about the audience that you want to serve with your services or with your products before you go into it. See how they're going to grab it. Don't restrict yourself. Think wide, think far, and don't be afraid to venture. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, my final word. So technovation is not just a tool. It's a lifeline for millions of businesses in Nigeria, providing the scalability, efficiency, and support they need to compete in the global market space. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I will start by my closing remarks by referencing an African proverb. Whatever time you wake up, that is your morning. In technology and innovation, we have early adapters and we also have late laggards or adapters. Whether you should have started 10 years ago in entrepreneurship or you should have started 30 years ago, you are starting now. This is your morning. And your evening will be greater than the morning. Again, another African proverb. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Partnership, alliances, go together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we could take let's take two questions from the audience, physical here, and maybe one. Okay, sir. Tell us your name.
Good afternoon. Yes. My name is Oyelayo.
Hello, test mic. Hello, test the microphone.
another person. Sorry. Next thing we know. The next thing you will know is what you are doing is being taken over. And at the end of the day, because of your lack of capacity, there is little or nothing you can do. So I really want them to talk about intellectual property and the character of our people. It doesn't matter who the person is and who they are. When it comes to character is a real issue in our system. Thank you.
So,
any other questions? I take that before. Okay.
any other? Thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Mojisola Bakari Asiru, the second vice president. I'm really very happy about the topic of today, Technovation Empowering Entrepreneurs for Tomorrow's Challenges. I actually say it's actually today's challenges, preparing you to be able to take care of today and tomorrow. My comment is basically around what you said about the ladies, right? I believe the ladies of today have a lot of opportunities that we never had. And it's very important that every lady, even man, right? And for ladies, I always say, we don't want you to tokenize anything for us. We have the capability to take it. Just give us that space and you will see what we can do, right? And I am sure that as time goes on, we are taking a lot of those spaces. And I know a lot of organizations are taking particular note of women in middle management. The problem is always when women get to middle management, they fizzle out. Now, a lot of women, there are a lot of organizations now, almost every organization are taking particular note of this. Some things might be in your face, but if you don't own it, you can't have it, right? And since it's a season of quotes, Napoleon Hill says, Napoleon Hill said that whatever the mind of a man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. If you can conceive and believe that you can do something, you can definitely do it. And to our practice holders, we are very lucky. Opportunities never comes twice in life, but you have an opportunity now to be able to excel and do those things that you have planned in your mind to do. Don't put your certificate anywhere. Just make sure you work with it. And Dr. Apochi had given a very, very relevant word for you today. That is not those who start fast, but it is you that you are starting well, and that your later days shall be better than your earlier. It can be better than that. Thank you very much, madam. Thank you so much. So maybe we should, maybe Dr. Wood, can you take the response to, okay, you have one. His question, yes. Yeah, that's one.
All right, thank you. On intellectual property, let me leverage my former background. An idea itself does not give you a patent and does not become a property that you own exclusively. So when you share your ideas and you are not able to execute, those who listen to you could execute and deliver on it. So we need to have an open mind to this. And that also means that you need to trust that those you are speaking with may go and do a business that is like what you want to do. That itself will not confer you on any intellectual property. For you to have an intellectual property, you need then, when you start, if you innovate, if you own something that is new, then you need to speak to a professional, preferably a lawyer, so that you can obtain a patent for your idea and you will own the intellectual property to it. Even if it is a name that you think is unique and is important to you, before you share the name with those you want to approach, you may want to obtain a trademark for it. Those are ways and means of protecting your intellectual property. And as I said earlier, if you want to go fast, go far, you go together. And that includes talking to professionals who can help you as you start your entrepreneurship journey. To our dear second vice president, let me say with a sense of pride that our women are going places. Not only are they going places, I say so using the organization that I work for, Unified Payments, as a case study. Our women are the most dependable professionals. We have an executive management committee of 4 now. We were 5 until one of us relocated. And even at lower level, I tell my colleagues that we need gender balance. And when we speak of gender balance in Unified Payments, we are saying we need more men. On the executive management committee of 4 today, I'm the only male. So our women are doing so well. And that is a testament to what the women can do. But we need to consciously encourage and support them. That is not because they are any less incompetent. That is because everyone should be supported to be successful. So when you come to the office and somebody who came from the house, not planning to travel, and you say to the lady, go to the airport and travel to Abuja, travel to Port Harcourt, travel to Onitsha, you need to ask the question, what is her circumstance? Does she have a baby in the house? When the baby is ill, the woman is ill. When the husband is ill, the woman is ill. When she's ill, everybody says she's ill. So we need to also consciously support them. That does not make them any less incompetent. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that closing remark. And I think we have we've actually done justice to this. And I will end with a quote. I'm going to end this with a quote. And that will be, technology is best when it brings people together. And that is what we have actually done today. Thank you very much, everyone. And congratulations to all the practitioners and great Nigerian students. I hope you were able to take some nuggets that you will put into practice. Thank you.
Please, can we give
panelists? Thank you very much.
Please, can we give our panelists a wonderful round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you very much. Please, can we just write up for the photo session? And after this, I'll crave the indulgence of the office holders to please join them. Please, you can just join them now as well. Thank you. The president, yeah, thank you very much. You're welcome, please. You can just join them now. Thank you. After this photo session, the members of the high table that we deployed temporarily to the front row can just relocate back to their seats. Thank you very much. Well, I have a quote as well. Yes. I started it, so I must finish it. Well, coincidentally, it's in Yoruba. I don't know how to interpret it because it's coming back colloquially in my mind. I think I had to register it for patent. Register. Thank you very much. Please, I'll go for the quote later. I'll get the interpretation first. I'd like to welcome that's the next segment. Thank you very much, ma'am. The next segment for this wonderful program, and that is the administration of oath of allegiance. I'd like to invite the Registrar Chief Executive CIBN, Mr. Akin Morakio, HCIB, for the administration of oath of allegiance. Please make him welcome with a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Joshua. And distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, if you have enjoyed this session so far, please let's appreciate ourselves. Wonderful audience.
Please, let's give ourselves a warm round of applause. And so we are moving to the second segment of this program. And as you have noticed, it's been a day of nuggets, of learning, and of quotes. So let me also join the league of quotes. In the words of Socrates, it's a learning, it's a lifelong process. It starts at birth and only ends in the grave. Today, you will accept and agree with me that in the words of Alvin Toffler, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be the one who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. So in this segment today, if you have not learned something new, you must have unlearned something or relearned something. So please help me turn to your right and to your neighbor. Ask your neighbor, what did you learn? What did you unlearn? And what are you relearning? You learned what? Smart cheating. I like that. Dr. Katata, please help me patent that. Smart cheating. And that was nice because you had one of our moderators said everybody was throwing quotes. And she came to this room without a specific one. What are you waiting for? To the rescue. And then she came up with 2. And she landed them and we accepted them. Please, let's appreciate ourselves. Wonderful. And so this is the segment where we now cross over from learning to recognizing and presenting certificates to the practice licensees, those who have gone through the funnel. They have met all the requirements. They have done the required training. They have gone through screening. And I'm particularly happy that that board that screened them and presented them to the governing council are ably represented here. Please help me celebrate members of the Board of Fellows, Subcommittee on Practice License who are here, ably chaired by our own professor, Professor Shegun Ajibola FCIB, and Dr. Uche Mezaya Olowo FCIB. Please stand up for recognition. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And so at this point, it's time to perform the ritual of presenting the certificate to the licensees. And so it's my honor and privilege to request the licensees to please be upstanding, to stand and remain standing. And for those who are on the virtual platform, please pull out your oath of affirmation. You can sit down, you can stand if you wish. I'm seeing people stand up on the virtual platform. Okay, so we use those in this room as a point of contact as we take this oath of affirmation. So you will repeat after me. I, insert your name. As a holder of the practice license and seal of the General Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, do hereby undertake to abide by 1, the provision of the CIBN Act number 5 of 2007 and its amendment or re-enactment thereof. 2, the policies, rules, and regulations on practice license and seal of the CIBN. 3, the code of conduct for members in practice of the CIBN. 4, code of ethics and professionalism in the banking and finance industry. I further hereby undertake to abide and promote the ideals and customs of the banking profession, as well as the objectives of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria. I therefore thereby accept the rights, privileges, and obligations of holding the practice license and seal of the CIBN. So help me God. May I now humbly invite the Chairman, Board of Fellows, and Practice License of the Chartered Institute of Bankers to please be upstanding. The Chairman, Board of Fellows, and Practice License, Mr. Dele Alabi, FCIB, may I, Akimura Kinyo, Registrar Chief Executive, present to you these members of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria whose applications for the practice license and seal of the institute have been approved by the Governing Council for presentation to the President and Chairman of Council for grant of practice license and seal of the institute. I so present.
Thank you very much, Global Registrar and Chief Executive, the President and Chairman of Council, Professor Deji Pius Olarewaju, FCIB PhD, Mihai Delia Labi, FCIB, Chairman, Board of Fellows and Practice License, present to you these distinguished members of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria who have fulfilled all conditions set by the Governing Council for the grant of practice license and seal of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria to consult in banking, finance, and allied matters. I so present, Mr. President.
Thank you, the Chairman of Board of Fellows. By the authority conferred on me by the Governing Council of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, I, Professor Pius Deji Olanrewaju, FCIB, President and Chairman of Council, hereby jointly and severally grant you the practice license and seal of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria to consult in banking and finance and allied matters with all rights, privileges, and obligations thereto. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations to those who are joining us on the virtual platform as well. And so it will now be time for me to invite the licensees upstage. You will receive your certificate from Mr. President. Of course, you will receive warm handshake from distinguished members on the top table. And I'd like to invite Dr. Olowu to please join us on the stage here as I call on the licensees. Members of the top table, please rise. Okay. Yes. So once you hear your name, you can please be seated, otherwise it's a long standing. And so you will receive your certificate from the President. You will receive the warm handshake from that angle up to this point, and then you exit. But here you will submit all the handshakes here to me. Okay, so we start with Elder Ajayi Olakule Alfred, F879. You can keep the applause going. Thank you very much. It will be followed by Orimo Gunje Olusegun Damilola. And next will be Olaniyan Abiodun Taufik. Next will be Romosele Gode Ehimen. Let's keep the applause louder. And it will be followed by Osifo Igbinoba Samson. And I'll call on the amazing Mrs. Leye Ishola Atinuke Esther. Will be followed by Adekunle Sunday Olusanya. Next is Dr. Mbaneko Patrick Amechi. Let's clap for him, Doctor. And then Ayedu Tokunbo Olusoji.
Now it's just one that knows.
And so I humbly request Ayedu Tokunbo Olusoji receiving his certificate from the Mr. President. Let's give a warm round of applause to all our inductees. But please permit me to recognize the inductees on the virtual platform. Adewale Ibukun Felix, Yusuf Rashid Adesoye, Adewale Simeon Fuminiyi, Bobodo Francisca Abiodun, Ikenga Kalu, Ogunbanwo Ademuyiwa Lekan, Chikezie Chinoye Simon, Chetuya Raymond, Nalwe Michael Osita, and Arinze Agube Chichi Juliana. I recognize you, madam. Congratulations, congratulations. And so I'd like to request our licensees to please file up in front here, displaying your certificate while the gentleman on the top table will stand behind you solidly at Rock of Gibraltar. Please spread to the right here. Please spread to this point and present your certificate to the entire world as a symbol of your readiness to hit the world. Dr. Katata and our guest speakers, please join us. Please join us. Join us in this photograph. Thank you.
Getting close. Now it's just who wants it most. It's just life, that's how it is. We have our strength.
Please come up stage.
Come on. For me, stand up.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Let's give them a warm round of applause. Congratulations and welcome to the Club of Practice License Holders. Our licensees, you can please take your seats. Thank you very much.
And when to pick myself back up, I'm gonna fall down. Not to pick.
Thank you very much, Studio. I know you're enjoying that song. Mr. President and Chairman of Council, having presented the certificates to the deserving members, it's now time to invite upstage one of the licensees to speak on behalf of the licensees. And so it is my honor and privilege to bring upstage to speak on behalf of the licensees. And to do us that honor will be Dr. Mbanefo. Okay, Dr. Alfred Ajayi. Fantastic. Please let's appreciate Dr. Alfred Ajayi Olakun.
The president, all the office bearers, the ex-president, and I am sitting on the existing protocol. We are highly elated and grateful to the Institute for giving us this opportunity. As we have learned that it's a challenge to us, and we are promising you on behalf of my colleagues that we are not going to let you down, and we are going to continue to uphold the upliftment of this institute. Once again, we thank very much for the grooming, the training and everything. And today, we are very happy that what stand well, end well. Thank you, and God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. President and Chairman of Council, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. We are gradually winding down, and we want to do everything to be sure that we leave here at 1 p.m. And so, on behalf of Mr. President and Chairman of Council, I'd like to thank everyone who has joined us on this program, be it physically or on the virtual platform, who have made this program a huge success. Please let us appreciate ourselves, wonderful audience. In the same vein, I'd like to specially thank and appreciate our President and Chairman of Council, Professor Pius Dejolarewaju, the progenitor of the Legacy Agenda, for giving us this platform to have this event today. And it's quite interesting that the President had to abandon another very special program that came up in between the week, and it was supposed to be same time, opportunity cost. He had to trade off that and be here because of the importance attached to this program. We appreciate you, Mr. President. Our first Vice President is a strong pillar of support for Mr. President. He did allude to that fact. And it's also, he doubles as the chairman of the Board of Fellows. And so if he decides to abscond from this program today, there will be no presentation. 5 minutes before the program, I was calling him, and I was happy that he's here. We thank you for making our time to be here. And we have said this engagement today is full of quotes. You actually opened the floodgate of quotes. So we appreciate you for the intellectual wisdom that you brought into the discourse this afternoon. One more time, let's appreciate our fourth Vice President. Our amazing, and I was happy when the keynote speaker was speaking. He said he recognized the presence of a lady in the office holders, showing diversity and inclusivity and gender consciousness, which is the G in the Legacy Agenda. Please help me celebrate our amazing Mrs. Mojisola Bakari Asero, FCIB. We thank you. Dr. Peter Ashade is the National Treasurer. He's been with us all day on the virtual platform. He couldn't be here for exigency of duty because he has to shuttle from one city to another, but we are happy that you're here with us. Let's help me appreciate Dr. Peter Ashade. Of course, one of the lines of our national anthem is that the labors of our heroes shall not be in vain. Who are these heroes? They are past leaders, our past presidents, highly revered. We celebrate them. Please give them a loud ovation for providing this platform that we're all threading in. Mr. Femi Ekundayo, FCIB, is here. Let's keep clapping. Professor Shegun Ajibola is here. Dr. Uche Mezayalowo is here. And then Mr. Lauye Jayola, who just left. Let's appreciate them all. They are heroes. Thank you very much. God bless you. We appreciate you. And to our very special guest of honor, this event will be meaningless without them. And so we want to specially appreciate you for gracing this occasion with your esteemed presence. And I want to thank Captain Alex Bade Jr., the DG, Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau. Thank you very much. Wema Bank is the home of alert. The students that are here, do you want to receive alert? Aha. If indeed you want to receive alert, watch what I'm going to do. We'd like to appreciate our MD, Mr. Moruf Oseni, FCIB, who is here ably represented by our ED, Mr. Shegun Okay. Sir, the students are not stopping. They want a lot. Please make it louder. And I'm getting signals that it's not just the students who want a lot, even the adults want a lot. It's just a bigger chunk. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you. God bless you. And to our distinguished regulators, we have the honor of having two deputy governors in this event today, ably represented by the Deputy Governor, Economic Policy, is ably represented by Dr. Samuel Onikbede. We appreciate you, sir. And the Deputy Governor, Corporate Services, Dr. Balabelo, ably represented by Mr. Malik Ademola. We appreciate you. Let's give them a warm round of applause. Not forgetting the MD CEO of NDIC, who was ably represented by Dr. Kabir Katata, who was one of our distinguished panelists this morning. Let's appreciate them. I'd also now want to thank all members of the Governing Council who are joining us on the virtual platform. I've seen Dr. Shegu Shadari on the platform. I have seen the Lagos branch chairman, Mr. Adiemadioye, on the virtual platform. Please, let's appreciate our members of the Governing Council and former Governing Council members here present. I can see Mr. Deni, who is also the Vice Chairman of the Membership Services Committee. We appreciate you. Prince, the Secretary of Lagos, the Tiger branch of CIBN is also here. Please, we appreciate you for coming. And on that note, I also like to thank and appreciate all our distinguished guests, members of the banking community who are here, fellows, associates, honorary senior members, and all other category of members who are here. The licensees that we're celebrating today, please give them a warm round of applause. I'd like to appreciate members and management and staff of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria and members of the press. Let's appreciate them all. And to a very special breed of people, great Nigerian students, articulate Nigerian students, greatest Gbagba, greatest Bobo, articulate Gbagba, articulate Siwon, Kulu what? Kulu. Let's appreciate them. Well, the only bad thing about good things is that good things always come to an end. And this is where we will draw the curtain of this event. And the words of Henry Frederick Amiel, he says, thankfulness is the beginning of gratitude, and gratitude is the completion of thankfulness. I want to thank you one more time. Please permit me, what an omission. What an omission. Our panelists, our distinguished panelists, they brought intelligence into the discourse today. Please rise up for special recognition. Please help me appreciate them, all the panelists. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. And so my closing remarks will be that all what you have and you do not use is of no use. All we have been told here today, let's put them into use. You have heard that CIBN provides a platform for you to connect, to learn, and to grow. And so take maximum advantage of that platform to move yourself to the next level. In the words of Miles Monroe, refusing to change is the energy of fools. Only those who refuse to change remain in chains. Only those who change take charge. And so it is a call to action for us to move out there and make waves. Because remember, it is not those who are smarter or those who are intelligent, but those who adapt to change in the words of Darwin. And thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Please, can we give our articulate registrar another round of applause? Honestly speaking, the only thing that connects me and the registrar together is we share the same surname. Apart from that, we don't have anything common, honestly. whether we are related is subject to, because can you see the way he's speaking? He wants to take over my job or a job. Hello, Shano. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, he talked about the next level, and being a pastor's child, I don't know whether to go into the business of helping my father to open more branches, because we need to leverage on technology and what? And data. So I don't know whether I should do that or I should just stick to this one that I'm doing. I can combine. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, for all the young people here, this is the quote I have for you. The meaning is just speak to somebody that is a Yoruba person beside you and you get the meaning. A word is enough for a wise. That's it. And I can understand the reason why our guest speaker was harping on the fact that, look, it doesn't really matter when you start. In as much you start, that is the start. Yes. For me, I think I have a quote for that. It's from a renowned person. And I think it speaks to ages as well. The race is not for the swift. The battle is not for the strong, but time and chance happen to them all. This is a time in history, and I think you should leverage on that to make the world a better place. Thank you very much. So I had a challenge of getting someone of the Islamic faith to pray, but I think please, can someone just come if you are a Muslim, come and pray for us? I will appreciate it. Please, thank you very much. Please, can you give him a round of applause at this? Yes, he's on his way here. Clapping, keep clapping, keep clapping. Thank you very much. After this, after the prayer, we'll be standing up for the CIBN and the national anthem in that particular order. Thank you very much.
إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. May Allah take everyone back to their humble homes, and may we exhale from this venue, and may God protect us all. Thank you.
Please, can you give him another round of applause? Before we take the CIBN and the national anthem, I must say it's a pleasure and honor to be the host for this event. My name is Joshua Murakinyo. Please, can we have the CIBN anthem, and after that, the national anthem? Thank you. For coming here today. We appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you.
All delegates from Greenwich Merchant Bank, please come have a photograph with the president and the office holders. They are around. The contingent from Greenwich Merchant Bank, please come have this iconic photograph with the president and the office holders. Thank you. Please make it snappy. Please come off stage. Please come off stage from Greenwich Merchant Bank, young at heart, and very dynamic young people. Thank you.